Sheldon Olson, owner of Safety Buzz Campus.
My name is Richard Gale, and I'm an instructor.
So what Richard did here today, it's part of the confined space training. This is the practical portion of it. So in the classroom, they go through, talk about everything that they need to know about a confined space, how to determine whether it's a confined space or a restricted space. And the practical portion is to learn how to go in, assess an area where there might have to be a rescue to be done, and give a brief rescue training on that. So Richard, what he did here, I'll let him explain.
So basically what we did is we start by matting up and putting our SCBA on. As we go in, we go through our simulator. We got to go up and over and around, go back down, grab our mannequin. He's a 150-pound MMA dummy. So trying to be a little bit more realistic instead of just using like a pillow dummy. It does make it quite a bit harder to lift the person up, drag them down, lift them back up, and then outside of the hole. It's a lot of fun. It gives you some of that practical real-world stuff. In general, most of the drills last about 4 minutes, which we try to emphasize because 4 minutes is about the time that a person will start to lose consciousness and you can get brain damage. So we're trying to train for the prevention and the quick thinking, the pre-planning and being preventative. There's lots of risks in a confined space. Some are atmosphere, some are a little bit, we don't realize we're in a confined space until we're in one and it goes bad. Generally, the confined space is very well controlled in Alberta. We do a lot of testing, we push a lot of training, but every now and again an incident does occur. It just depends on some of the factors. Most factors in a confined space can be anywhere from 10 to 14 small little events that when added together create a catastrophe.
A big part of the training is to minimize risk, right? We want to make sure these things never happen, but have the people trained to do a rescue if required. So minimizing risk is the number one thing though. They understand the risk, control it first. Like Richard said, if things fail, then people are prepared for reacting to that.
So in 2008, I was involved in a man-down incident up by Edmonton. That scenario is now taught within the Carpenters Union Hall throughout Alberta now. And it's one of the small things that affected me greatly. Our man-down incident happened where someone had fell in a confined space. They are trapped in there, and it requires communication between the inside and the outside, at which time, when I was notified that someone was inside and hurt, I let our safety watch know, and then I verbally called man down, and right after that, the safety watch hit the klaxon horn, and I essentially initiated the rescue procedure for the entire area that we're in. So a man down is an incident, not always fatal. Sometimes it can be a minor incident, but they require either first aid or an evacuation. SCBA is a self-contained breathing apparatus. When we were at the air trailer, that would be a supplied air breathing apparatus, a SABA. Basically that's what it is, and the little bottle that I had earlier is a rescue bottle for the supplied air. What I try to bring into the class is that experience and the feeling and the emotion that it had with the other men on the crew. The one guy that got injured and the one guy who called his wife were best friends for over 30 years. And he called his wife not knowing if he was ever gonna walk again. It's small things like that that change you for a lifetime. And it's one of the things I'm grateful to be here, that I can pass that on to other people.